Home Affairs Minister Dr. Aaron Motsoaledi has welcomed the High Court judgment denying Atul Gupta a South African passport. The High Court confirmed that Gupta is a fugitive from justice and therefore does not qualify for a South African passport. He fled South Africa back in 2018 after the Gupta lease. We're now joined by the Home Affairs Minister Dr. Aaron Motsoaledi to take a look at this and other issues. Dr. Motsoaledi, thank you very much for availing yourself this afternoon. Perhaps a brief background as to how we got here.
Good day, good day to the listeners and the viewers out there. Yes, you may be aware, as you said, that after the Gupta leaks were released by the media and the issue of state capture came out in the open, the Gupta brothers ran away from the country, and we understand that they were in Dubai. Now, in 2018, Atul Gupta applied for a passport. Now, I need to give a very thorough background. Atul Gupta got a passport, a South African passport, because he's a citizen of South Africa who has been naturalized in 2002. In 2013, he got his passport, and it was for a period of 10 years, which means it was only expiring this year, 2023. But in 2015, he applied again and said his passport is already full, and there's no way that is going to last up to 2023. He wants a new passport. This was granted to him, and the period extended to 2025, which means his passport was only going to expire in 2 years' time. But in 2018, he then applied again and said, look, this passport is definitely going to be full. It won't last up to 2023. I'm applying. So that's when then, at that time, because he had already run away from the country, we then took a decision that we think this person is a fugitive from justice. He's not accounting to South Africa, and so he cannot get the privilege of having a passport in South Africa. We then refused, and then, of course, he rushed to court, claiming that the Constitution says every citizen has got the right to a passport, and also that no citizen can be deprived of their citizenship. Now, we believe people must understand that much as things are in the Constitution, there are limitations to such. If you read Section 36 of the Constitution, there are limitations of certain rights, and we believe we are limiting his rights to get a passport while he's on the run.
The court also ordered that the applicant, being Atul in this case, pays the cost of the application, and you've since instructed the department to immediately start the process of recovering the cost. The court also noted that he provided no official address. What are the prospects of actually recovering the costs?
Well, we are going to demand, yes, it's true that at the time of the application due, there was no address. He deliberately did not provide an address, and the judge was not very impressed about that. But let's remember that subsequent to that, they were arrested. They are in jail now in Dubai, and the Minister of Justice, Minister Lamola, has applied for extradition so that they get extradited to South Africa. So we do stand a very good chance because we know where they are. We can locate them. And I've got suspicion, we'll hear that from NPA, that they might still be having assets in South Africa.
Thank you very much for that clarity. Please do allow me, we have been petitioning you to try and get some clarity on this as well. If you'll indulge us, please. The Eastern Cape High Court in Gqeberha finding a regulation of the department having to be problematic, and that's a regulation preventing the naming of a foreign unmarried father who is in South Africa illegally on his child birth certificate being unconstitutional, saying that this is at odds with the Births and Deaths Registration Act, which imposed no such rule. To your knowledge, why is this being upheld if it is not in the Act?
Well, I read the judgment, and what the judge is saying in terms of what the Act says. Unfortunately, because the summons were served to the State Attorney's Office, I never had sight of them. When I look at the document, whoever was dealing with the matter mixed two things. The issue of the father being a foreign national and being in the country illegally, but the issue of also having a child. Usually, court separates amongst that, and I agree with them. Your right of being a father cannot be impeded by the fact that you have committed a crime. In other words, even in South Africa, let's say for South Africans, we can't say, look, you have committed a crime, you are now taking away your right of being a father of this child, because that will be untenable.
So this is something that the department condemns?
I'm not sure what is that which you say you are condemning.
So you're not in agreement with what was done here?
Well, we don't agree with it. If I had sight of the documents, because I'm actually, unfortunately, a respondent in this case, but I was not shown the document. This is the matter that we are dealing with the Department of Justice, because let me tell you what happens here. We have got the State Attorney's Office. There are 13 offices in the whole country. The law allows lawyers to file papers in any one of those offices, not necessarily to the department that is being litigated upon. And quite often they do that in order to avoid the people who are being litigated upon to respond accordingly. So they are following quite a legal technicality, which is a problem. And we suspect this is what happens in this case, because I never had sight of the papers, but some junior officials in the department, together with the State Attorney's Office, did respond, and I don't think they responded appropriately. Basically, that's what I'm saying.
Thank you for your indulgence on that as you go through those papers once they land on your desk. And perhaps maybe just finally for us, Minister Motsoaledi, we know the Zimbabwean exemption permits, the deadline is now in June, if I'm not mistaken, on the 30th. Is there an update on how that is progressing, how many people have applied and where you are? Are you satisfied that things are going according to plan?
Well, I am satisfied, but I'm not in a position of giving you statistics to do.
We also do know that there's court process that are happening along with that, right, where a number of organizations are taking the department to court. Are you aware of this, and is this something that is of concern for you?
Oh, yes, we are definitely aware of quite a number of organizations, including Helen Suzman Foundation, and some organizations which says they are representing Zimbabweans. They've told us that long ago. We've been exchanging papers, and the first court case is going to be in April. So we definitely are aware.
Are you prepared?
We think so. We think we are prepared, yes. But remember, the court case is still sitting in April. All I'm saying is that we've been exchanging papers in court, and we regard that as part of the preparation.
Dr. Motsoaledi, thank you for your indulgence. Dr. Aaron Motsoaledi is the Home Affairs Minister.